Hi everyone, and welcome to our Facebook Live for Thursday, the 18th of August. Wow, here we are, a Thursday again. So as you are coming in, make sure you tell me hello. And I'm going to make sure that I'm live here with you all in the right place. And then we're going to go ahead and get started here in just a couple of minutes. So, whoops, there we go. So yeah, as you're coming in, comment and tell me hello. Hi, Carol. And trying to make sure, oh, there I am. Carol, you're the first one to come in and say hello. Hi. Anyway, I just got done with some training that I did for another demonstrator. I was a guest speaker for her team meeting. And so I literally just got done with that like 2 minutes ago and then quickly turned around and got ready for you all. So anyway, and then that's all right. One of my girls is making sure that my video is working on their phone, and so you guys were all able to hear that. So I apologize. Anyway, hi Beth and Shireen, welcome. I love that they checked to make sure I'm live in the right spot, but they had their phone on, so you guys probably heard that echo for a little bit. Okay, anyway, so welcome as we are preparing for school to start next week. I just can't believe summer's coming to an end. My daughter Claire starts her freshman. She starts her sophomore year of school next Monday, and then Natalie will start at CMU the following Monday. So I'm just kind of like going, wow, how did it happen so fast that both my kids are back in school? But it's going to happen, whether I want it to or not. Hello to Missy and Gail and Nancy and Luann. Welcome. So first of all, I want to let you guys all know, and I'll mention this a couple times, that I will not be able to be live with you all next week. I'm sad, but I'm not sad. But you will get a pre-recorded video. So I'm sad because I know you guys love being live with me, but I'm excited because for the first time since before the pandemic, I'm actually going to be attending a Stampin' Up in-person event in New Orleans next week. I will be attending the Leadership Backstage event, and I will be we fly out early on Thursday morning, so I'm going to be actually going the night before to Detroit to stay in the hotel and catch our flight out at like 8:40 in the morning. So anyway, I just wanted to let you guys know that you'll get a pre-recorded video, but you will not, unfortunately, have me live next week. But I am so excited to come back with more ideas and inspiration, and I'll be learning all kinds of things that I can share with all of you. So in that regards, I'm excited. And like I said, they've been doing events, but they've all been virtual events. And so it's been kind of different. You know, like I sit at a computer all day for my job and then doing my Stampin' Up stuff and all of that. So I really I'm looking forward to the in-person event and seeing all my friends again and all of that. So, but like I said, you will definitely still get a pre-recorded video. It'll come out Thursday at 7 p.m. It'll be over on YouTube. You just got to click the link. You'll be able to see it. And then I'll share it back into my Facebook page as well. So you can still kind of watch it through Facebook if you'd like to. So anyway, thank you. Yes, Janet, I am so excited to go and see everyone again. Anyway. So this week has been a crazy week too. Claire's been at a dance camp all week. Well, it goes 10 to 3 every single day. So her little legs are getting tired, she said. She's like, yeah, my legs are starting to feel like jello, she told me. So anyway, and I've never been to New Orleans either. I'm seeing Gail's comment. Yes, and Claudia's going with me. Claudia's my wing woman. I love it. Me and Claudia are going together to there. So I'm looking forward to it on so many levels, you guys. I just really truly am looking forward to just seeing all kinds of friends again and hanging out with Claudia, and yeah. So anyway, so this week has just been a week of catch up for me. My husband is doing better. He's back to work, at least 80%. And so it was kind of a week of catch up and getting back into the swing of things. So most of you who have been waiting for a response from me for the last few days, you probably got one finally. And I just want to thank you all for being patient with me. And know that if I don't get back with you, ping me again. Sometimes I may read your message and be in a spot like at work or somewhere where I just can't answer, and then I forget about it. So don't ever feel bad pinging me again and saying, hey, did you ever look into X, Y, and Z or whatever, okay? So just so you know. Anyway, right now I'm currently working on some Halloween projects, so I can't wait to share with you some Halloween things. That will be what's on the docket when I come back. Next week, I forget what my pre-recorded video is. I'm looking at my little box because I have my kit already done, but the amount of stuff that I do, you guys, oh my goodness. So one of the things that I did create is some cards using the gathered wheat. So I can't wait to share them with you. That'll probably be in a couple weeks as well. I'm not sure, Mary, if you can trust us being together. So, but we'll try. We'll try to behave and come back to all of you. But anyway, so I didn't know if I liked the gathered wheat bundle in the catalog. When you see my projects and what I've done with them, I think you're going to change your mind on that one. Anyway, so let's go into our sharing real quick, and then I'll talk to you about current classes that are open and things going on in the Stampin' Up! World. So if you shared my video, you got your name into the drawing to receive prizes. And last week, I mentioned we were going to be sharing or going drawing for the leaf, label, and amber gems and the classic matte dots. So I'm here to tell you that the winner of the leaf, labels, and amber gem combo pack, say that fast, is Missy Lynch. So Missy, I'm excited to see you watching live. When you first popped on, I'm like, oh yay. And then the winner of the classic matte dots, I don't think she's watching live. She usually catches the replay, is Donna Davis. So congratulations to Donna Davis and to Missy Lynch. We will get those out for you. And then this week I grabbed 2 bolts of ribbon that are just some all occasion neutral ribbons. So we'll be drawing winners for these. It is the basic white or whisper white crinkle ribbon, and then it is the white striped, the wider ribbon. I like that ribbon too. So those are what we're going to be drawing for next week to give those away. Actually, I'll probably be drawing for these on, if you comment, I'll do it like I did last time. If you comment on my YouTube channel, you'll win these, and then I'll pick 2 different prizes to draw from for when I'm back with you guys in 2 weeks. So celebration is going to end here in a couple weeks. So if there are still some things that you want from celebration, I encourage you to get your orders in the next couple weeks. Also, I will still be checking my email and things while I'm in New Orleans next week, but I won't be actively working because I am not taking my computer with me. I was on the fence and decided that I'm not going to do it. So I will not have my computer with me. I'll probably just have my iPad, so I'll be able to do some things, but just so you know, I won't be able to do as much as I normally do. Again, I'll be gone Thursday through Sunday of next week. So just so you're aware of that. Celebration, they added some additional items that you can get for the second phase of celebration or the second release. So if I posted the flyer a couple times, so if you need to see those again, let me know. Open classes that you can register for right now, and if you subscribe to my email list, you would have gotten all these emailed to you, is the Hippo Happiness class. I call it Hippo Happiness. Ringed with Nature class, my Scotty Dog class, and then the Olive Branch class. A lot of you saw those Olive Branch cards. It's the same card, just done in different colors of ink, and they're gorgeous cards. Newly opened, I don't even think I've gotten the link out there to any of you yet because I just got the link created today, is my Awash with Beauty, which was the class that I showed you last week. Okay, so that will be coming out for you to register for as well. If you're part of my club or any of the kits that you're waiting for, they will ship out next Tuesday. So normally I spend Wednesday getting my kits and things ready to go in the mail. They're going to be going out on Tuesday. So you will still get your kits by the end of the month. So I just want to make sure you guys know that. I've made different arrangements for that to happen earlier. So couple more things. One of the things I'm going to be promoting soon is a new promotion Stampin' Up's going to be starting in September. It's called the Perfect Partners Promotion. And you're probably thinking, what in the world is that? But there are 6 stamp sets that are there's 6 of them. Some of them are in our annual catalog, some are in our holiday catalog that do not have coordinating dies. And Stampin' Up is coming out with coordinating dies for 6 of our stamp sets, and you can only get them though during the month of September. So I want to make sure you guys know that. I'll give you a couple of them off the top of my head. If you like the Yeti stamp set, There is some dies that coordinate with the Yeti and the snow hills and things. If you like the apple one, it's got like it's apples and things in it. There are dies to cut out the apples and things. That's also in our holiday catalog. If you like the little piggy one, the piggy birthday one from our annual catalog, there are now dies for that one. Those are the three that I can remember off the top of my head, but I'll be posting those as well. You can only get those dies during September and while supplies last. So I want just to make sure I mentioned that too. Okay, let me see if I covered everything that I needed to cover on my announcements before we get started. Because, yeah, there wasn't a whole lot of announcements. I mean, a whole lot going. I mean, just the same old, same old plugging away this week with everything and getting it all done. Okay, so this week, what did I choose to share with you? I am choosing to share with you what I call the Lights Aglow. I like to call it a mega suite. So most of the Stampin' Up! Suites or product bundles usually just have one stamp set and one die set that coordinate, and then they have paper and ribbon and an embellishment or something like that. Well, this one called Lights Aglow has 2 stamp sets and 2 sets of dies that coordinate. And so you're going to see how I've paired these together tonight. This is a class that you might have seen this class posted for the cards, at least some of the cards. I think it closed in it might be closing, I forget, because I give my dates to my assistant Delaney does a lot of my email marketing, and I forget the dates that I give her. But I do know that I still have a couple of these available. So if anybody still wanted in on this class, you could still get in on it, even if the link shows it's closed. I know I've got at least 2 left. Because when I cut my kits, I cut a certain number, and so I just know kind of what I have. So I'm going to transition my camera down so that you guys can all see the awesome cards that I've created. And I have a cute 3D project as well that you're going to see. And the 3D project is something that I literally whipped together just tonight, my true Kim style and fashion. And so anyway, I'm going to transition my camera down for you to be able to see these cute projects. Okay, so here we go. Aren't they cute? I know, right? Cute, cute. Okay, so there are my projects, and I'm going to get them all out of the way first and kind of go over the product with you first, okay? Oh, hi, Christy. I just saw Christy's comment. And Philomena. Welcome, Philomena. Okay, so here are the 2 different product suites that well, let me bring the catalog in first and kind of show you the whole gamut. So this is the Lights Aglow suite. You have, it's called Lights Aglow, but it's called the Suite Collection. And if you want the whole collection, it's $147. Now, you're thinking that's an expensive bundle. It is. However, you get the Christmas lights stamp set, which you're going to see here in a minute. You get the coordinating Twinkle Lights dies, and then there is the Brightest Glow stamp set, and then the Labels Aglow dies. So I'm going to kind of go over them together here in a little bit. There's some ribbon that coordinates with it. This ribbon is gorgeous. I love this ribbon. I've used it on a couple other Facebook Lives already. So you've seen me use the ribbon before. And then you have the Festive Pearls. These come in 4 different colors, and they coordinate very nicely with all of the Designer Series paper, so I love that. Welcome, Courtney, and welcome, Pat. Then you have some 6x6 Designer Series paper, which you see right here in the catalog. And I have a few of those patterns here to show you. What I like about these is you can cut these into 3x3, and you've got little elements to work on for the center of cards if you wanted to. And they have them in the soft succulent and the cherry cobbler. So you can see all the colors down here on the bottom that are in this product suite. So you have lots of them. And then here's a few more of the patterns of the Designer Series paper. Okay. And then if you flip these over, of course, you're going to have additional ones on the back. Now, this is just a subset of the paper because there was a lot of different paper in this little pack that you can coordinate with and use. And then it also has some glimmer paper. So this is the specialty glimmer paper, and it is Evening Evergreen, Very Vanilla, and Gold. And so it comes, that is 12 by 12. Sorry, I should have had one of these out of each one, and I didn't. So I would mention to some of you, and not sure all of you heard, but right before I went live with you all tonight, I was a guest speaker for another demonstrator for her team meeting at 6:30, and it went over. I was supposed to only talk for like 15 minutes, and they had lots of questions, and so it was like 3 minutes to 7, and I'm like, I gotta go, you guys. So anyway, I didn't quite have everything ready for you, but this is the glimmer paper. So the 3 colors that this comes in is Evening Evergreen, Very Vanilla, and Gold. Okay, so there you have them. So cool, right? Yeah, Evening Evergreen, Very Vanilla, and Gold. So here's your vanilla, Evening Evergreen, and your gold. Very pretty. You're going to see how I use this here in just a little bit. And then you also have some 12 by 12 Festive Foils Designer Series paper. And so lots of paper, lots and lots of awesome things. So that's why this bundle is a little bit more expensive. Sorry guys, usually I have this out. But that is why this bundle is a little bit more expensive, is because of all the different product that you get with it. I mean, you really get a ton of stuff. And here you can see these have like the little foil effects to them. So it's gorgeous paper. Okay. So you're going to be seeing me design with all these wonderful products. I'm going to also kind of show you the dies real quick. So this is the Christmas lights one. And then, yeah, I broke my case. That happens, right? So in here you have some awesome dies. So you can cut out a solid tree if you wanted to. You could use this one to put in the inside. Now, true confession, and I don't know quite why, but you see these cute little stars in here? I was like, mine didn't cut those stars out. I don't know why those stars are there, because when you do exactly run it through like this, you get this shape right here. You don't get it with the stars in it. So I'm not sure if I'm doing something wrong. So if any of you out there who are demonstrators or customers who have used this, that's not a cutter on there. So I'm not sure why they have those stars in there. I was kind of bummed, but it didn't cut it out when I was designing all my projects on any of them. Anyway, and then you have the same thing here with the snowflake. So you could cut a solid snowflake, or you could put this in here in the middle and cut one that's more detailed. I love it when they do that. And then you have your little snowflake here. And then on the back here, you have lots of little things that I didn't use because I didn't want them all to get lost. I know I should eventually put my dies on a magnetic sheet. I just don't. So lots of little stuff to go with that one. Now, you don't have to get both of these bundles if you don't want to. You could always just get one or the other if you wanted to. You wouldn't have to get them both. But I liked both of them because you'll see why. So this one is more for your designs, and this one is more than for your sentiments. And I love these sentiments. Some really good ones in here. Great ones for the inside of cards as well. And so many times I know my mom, when I make her cards, she likes to have a sentiment on the inside, and then she just signs her name. So these are some really good ones for the insides. But with this, you get these little shapes right here. I didn't use a lot of those. So anyway, I didn't get a lot of them, but these shapes right here, these three right here, I love. So you're going to see me use these here in a bit. And these will fit around a bunch of these different sentiments as well. So like this one will fit around your season's greetings, your happy holidays, your circle fits around these. So you really have some good versatility with these 3 shapes right here. And they got used a lot on my cards and projects tonight. So, all right. So now those bundles in the catalog sell for, I didn't give you guys the price on those. If you didn't want to get them both and you wanted to get them separately, the Christmas Lights bundle, which was the main one with all the stamped images and stuff, is $45.75. The one with the sentiments and all the other images that you see here is $52. Okay, so you can kind of mix and match on that. All right, so the first project I'm going to share with you is this adorable little 3D project that yours truly created all on her own. Isn't this cute? Now you might be saying, what does this, you don't have anything in there. So I refused to buy candy to put in here because then guess what? I eat it. And I am trying really hard to behave. and trying really hard to not eat things I shouldn't. So I did not buy any candy to put in here, but you could put candy in here. The other thing is a cute little hand sanitizer would fit in here perfect with some that little shreddy stuff that you can get. But this is just using the dies. I made a little box to go with it, and then I just glue dotted the two trees together. So I'm going to show you how easy I made this. Now I chose to use Old Olive. Old Olive is not in the color scheme of this product suite, but again, I like to kind of showcase different things that you can use and have it still look kind of cute. The paper is part of that product suite, and I just kind of decorated the box up. I did not put a little bow on the back because I thought that was the back of the box, but you could. But yeah, isn't that cute? I literally whipped this together tonight, thinking I gotta do a 3D project, and I'm like, a tree box. Okay, so I'm gonna show you guys how easy it is to make this and give you all of the measurements on it. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to run through, I use the gold glimmer paper, and so you're going to want to run through with the gold glimmer paper 2 trees. You can see here that I put this behind the tree, so you can kind of see the gold shimmering through it. So you're going to want to run the tree, that's just a solid tree die, through twice to get 2 of them. And then you're going to want to run it through twice with Old Olive, where you, and I thought I got all those little things out of there, but where you put the tree, the solid, and then the detailed one on the inside, and you run it through, and you're going to want 2 of them. Okay, so that was the first thing that I did. And then for my box, I didn't know how big I needed or wanted the box, so I experimented a little bit. I didn't want the box to be too much bigger than the base of my tree. Okay, so I experimented. I just started going with little boxes until I found a size that I liked. So what I ended up with on this is a 4.5 by 3.5 inch piece of cardstock. Okay, so it's 3.5 by 4.5. And I scored it at 3/4 of an inch on all 4 sides. So that gave me the perfect little size for the box on the inside. And this is going to get assembled the same way you would any other kind of box. So I'm just going to kind of cut up the sides here. I'm going to do the little miter cutting that we normally do here as well. And I'm just going to do that on this side. And then I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to do it on the other side. So again, you can get creative with all of our different colors of green. Like Old Olive, I think, is my favorite Stampin' Up! Green color. I don't know what your guys's are, so I'd love to hear it. Comment and let me know what some of your guys' favorite greens are. But Old Olive is my favorite. I just think it's a real, true, beautiful green that I love it. So from there, you're just going to fold all these flaps in on the score lines. Like literally, oops, left one of those in. So it's like literally making a box. I'm glad you guys like this box. At first when I did it, I'm like, because like literally this is totally like my creation. Like I just came up with it when I sat down and just said, I need to make a 3D project. Okay, and then we're just gonna put our adhesive on those little tabs. You guys know I always say make a tent, so you know you don't want the tent to be up, you want the tent to be down, so you know what side to put the adhesive on. And I just used the regular seal, and it seemed to work perfect. Oh, Courtney's an evening evergreen gal. That's a pretty one too. And because I did a card using the evening evergreen, I think that's kind of why I picked, oh, Donna, I'm jealous. So welcome, Donna. Donna, you missed the announcement that you were one of our winners for sharing. So woohoo! But Donna said she went to the Pasta House. It's a really awesome little restaurant over in the Thumb area where I'm originally from. And they have amazing food. I haven't been there in a while, but it's really, really good there. Okay. So there's your cute little box. Okay. Now, if you wanted to make this higher, we have a shaded Spruce Fan. If you wanted to make this higher, you would then just need to cut your cardstock a little bit bigger, okay? Or score it, score it a little bit bigger. So it depends on what your score lines are. Since this is 3/4 of an inch, this is a 3/4 of an inch high box, okay? Hope that makes sense. And then I just cut some designer series paper to put on this. So this is cut, instead of 3/4 of an inch, it's a 1/2 of an inch. And then I cut it, I think this box is, it's 3. So then I cut this at 2 3/4. So you just want to cut it down to kind of just, again, have your little border on there. So I'm going to adhere these little strips to the box. And I just wanted to add a little bit of color to it. So that's why I chose to add the little paper to it. So Shireen, for candy wise, you could do like, you know, those little marshmallow Santas I thought would fit in here. So marshmallow Santas, any of the candy that kind of sticks up a little bit, because you could stick it up in here and have it go against the other tree. You could also just put some Hershey nuggets in there, or a little bag of like M&Ms. I mean, like in little baggies, or anything that would fit in that little span. So, or if you wanted to, you could leave this open. You wouldn't have to glue this shut, and then you'd have more space to even go above and beyond the normal size of the box. So you got lots of options there. Thank you, Philomena. So for me, I'm going to probably use it for hand sanitizers for craft shows, because I think a hand sanitizer would fit in there perfectly. And I'm always looking for different kinds of little goodie thingies to do for my different, I only do, I think it's 2 craft shows a year in the winter time. And so I'm always looking for different things to do and use. Oh yeah, the Reese's Peanut Butter Christmas trees. That's a good one too, Nancy. Yes. Love it. Okay, so there's your little box, and I don't have one of my little miter cut things out of it. There we go. All right. Now we're going to assemble our trees, and those are really, 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 really simple. I'll leave that here. So again, we talked about cutting these out in advance. So these are the trees that I have, and I literally, now you could use liquid Tombow glue if you wanted to. I just used this regular adhesive, and I went along every single one of like the little strips in there. You can see like in between all of the little, and I just glued this directly on. It's gonna fit perfect. And then you can see that it kind of gives you the little sparkle through it. Isn't that pretty? And then you're gonna glue the other one the same way. And it just kind of avoids most of those holes, because if you look at this tree, so some of them have the holes. Let me bring the one up that I have done. Some of them have the holes, and other ones are designed not to be punched out. They're designed just to give you some definition in there and some look, like an embossed look, okay? So they're not all designed to come out, I guess is what I wanted to make sure you guys knew. All right, so we're just gonna adhere these two together, push that down really good. And then I just added a little bit of adhesive along the bottom of this and adhered it to my box right about here, because I still wanted some of that red to show. And then I'm gonna do the same thing on the opposite side. I'm just gonna adhere a little bit down here in the bottom, and then do the same thing, adhere it, whoops, let me get that out of the way. Adhere it down here like this. So here's where you could leave it open if you wanted to. You're just going to need to make sure you get your score lines really, really good. But you could leave it open and put whatever you wanted in there. But I chose to then take a glue dot and I closed my box up. So there's where you can either leave it open or you can close it. And then if it, it gives you different options depending on what you want to do there. But I put a glue dot in there and I closed my box up. Isn't that cute? Okay, and then all I did was added some of these Festive Pearls to the box or to the tree, wherever you kind of want to add them. So I added a gold one oops, let me take that lid off. I added a gold one to the top. So that was like my little, right in the center there. And then from here, you can just add any of them that you want to add. You can add as many or as little. So you can see here on my sample, I added quite a few to it. And the red ones are the ones that really pop, but I didn't want to use all the red ones because then I'd run out of red ones first. But you can kind of add these wherever you want in all the different colors here that we have. Makes it really, really cute, okay? And then I just added a bow using that gorgeous ribbon. And I also decorated the backside. I'm just not going to take the time to decorate the backside because I got other projects that I want to share with you as well. But I just made my little bow using this beautiful gold ribbon. Again, you can add one to the opposite side of the box if you wanted to. Whoops. I'm glad you guys like this. A lip gloss. Yeah, you could get so creative with it. So sorry, I know I'm getting kind of blurry because I'm getting too close to my camera. Sorry. I'll move back down here in a minute. Okay. Just gonna make a little bow. And I'm just gonna trim off. Thank you, Carol. This was literally like a 10-minute project. So I'm like, oh, I hope they like my box because I came up with it like at like 10 to 6 and then had to go live with on a Zoom call to present at 6:30. So it was like a quick thing. And you can put it down further. Like I'm putting this one down a little bit further. But look at how cute that is. Oops, I have a little thingy fell off. All right, but there you have a cute little treat box that has the Christmas trees on it. Now you could also do that with the snowflakes if you wanted to, but it's so cute, so simple, all decorated up nice and cute. So hope you guys like that. Okay, so that is my first 3D project to share with you all. All right, my next project is going to be, let me find it here. This card right here. Voila! Okay, so I'm just gonna get a quick drink of water, guys, sorry. Okay, so this card is where, remember I showed you the paper that you can cut it into 3x3 squares? That's what I did right here. And then I just used the ribbon, used the paper. This is such a quick and simple card. Thank you, Kay. I'm glad you guys like the cute box. All right. So for this one, I used the soft succulent for the card base. And so this one, like I said, I really let the designer paper do the work for me. And this one is really showcasing the this stamp set, the Brightest Glow. That's where Let Your Hearts Be Light is from. So this is that paper that I mentioned you can cut into 3x3s, and then you have either squares or the circles. So that's already on there. So here you'll see I use the square. This time I'm going to be using a circle, so you can see the different variety there. And then this I use, so one side of the paper has, so you could also use that die to cut out these pretty trees if you wanted to, but I'm using this one here on the back side of it instead. And I'm just going to adhere these two together. And again, using that gold ribbon, I think just kind of makes all of these cards just kind of pop. All right, so we're gonna put that on there, and then we're gonna add the gold ribbon to around the back side of this. And that just makes the gold on that red or that cherry cobbler piece pop. I think it does. Keep my scissors where I need them. Keep moving them everywhere. Okay, so we're just gonna adhere the ribbon around the edges here. Thanks, you guys. I'm glad you liked my box. I was a little worried. My sister called me right before I went live, and she says to me, she says, what are you doing? And I said, I'm working on a box for tonight's Facebook Live. I says, I don't know how good it's going to be. I hope everybody likes it. And her comment was, well, and I don't even think she's on here yet, but her comment was, well, I'll mention I like it, even if it is horrible. And I went, thanks, Bonnie. She says, I'll comment. I'll like it. I just thought that was kind of cute. Yes, you could, Peggy. You could definitely use yes. You could decorate that tree with so many different embellishments and things that we have. You wouldn't have to use the ones that come with it. You could do so much. Hi, Chris, and welcome. All right, and then I'm gonna just adhere this. So what I did is I adhered that 3x3 piece that I cut to a 3 1/4 by 3 1/4, and I'm just gonna adhere it down directly on here. And this time I did not use dimensionals on that. You could if you wanted to, but since I dimensioned this up, I didn't want to dimension that up. Added some ribbon the way I normally do. You guys all know my little ribbon trick here, but it's very trendy, very on trend, very popular right now. So I'm just gonna add some ribbon here to this. You guys have all seen me do this before if you've watched my Facebook Lives, how I kind of hang on to it and do this. So I'm just gonna kind of bring it back down. The more you do this, the better you get. The first couple times it can seem a little awkward, but once you get the hang of it, it's actually very easy to do. And I'm just gonna cut that. Sorry, you got my hand at a weird angle in there. All right, and then I stamped in advance on that, my sister just got on. Oh my God, that's funny. The timing could not have been any better, Bonnie. I just told him how you were gonna comment on my cute little box. So she has to see my box real quick. That you were gonna comment that you liked it even if it was horrible because I was making it when I was talking to you earlier. So that's why you'll see the comment right before yours where Donna is laughing and says Bonnie, because I told him that you were gonna comment that you liked it even if it was bad. Anyway. And then my sister pops on. So I even said, oh, I don't think she's on here yet. All right. So anyway, I'm putting a couple dimensionals on there. Again, using, this is the awesome one of those, the dies from the set that I showed you with the sentiments. And look at that, it fits perfectly right in the middle of that. Again, Stampin' Up in there. Thank you, Bonnie. Stampin' Up! And their neat little ways of everything coordinating. And now, even though I used a circle on here, it still looks good with the square. I don't think it looks bad. So you could still use all of those pieces. You wouldn't have to just use the circle ones. And that's kind of what I wanted to show you, that it still looks really, really nice. And then we're gonna just trim these off a little bit. And then I added 3 of those, whoops, there we go. I didn't get that very good. There we go. And then I added 3 of those little dots, those little festive pearls down here. Again, you can pick, I used the gold since this card really focuses on the gold, and I just added 3 down here, but you could add them anywhere that you wanted to. I just added them down here to the bottom because I felt it added a little bit to it. Kind of get them in a row. There you go. All right, there's our first card using this bundle. Very pretty, right? Okay. So the next one I'm going to showcase uses the snowflake dies. So I did the exact same thing on this one, where I used the glimmer paper behind it. So you can see here that I have my snowflake, and then this is the very vanilla, and it's going to go right behind it, and all that's going to come shining through that. Isn't that gorgeous? Okay. Thank you, Chris. So for this one, I used that foil, those element foils that I showed you, the 12 by 12, and I just cut them into strips behind there. And I used Courtney's favorite, Evening Evergreen, for the card base. So that's what we're gonna do. And then I have a layer of 5 1/4 by 4 cherry cobbler, followed by the 5 by 3 3/4 of the Very Vanilla. And we're gonna adhere those two together real quick. And I'm gonna move my junk out of my way so that you all don't have to see my junk. So these are gonna adhere together perfectly. Yeah, well, I mean like line up perfectly, I should say. And then that's gonna go onto the card base. All right, and then I have those 3 strips. They are just 1 inch by 1 inch by 4 3/4, okay, because this is 5. And you can lay these on here any way that you want, or any, you know, however you want to do them. So I'm just going to do them a little bit different, again, just to kind of show you some different little variations. And I always like to do the bottom 2 first, or the bottom and the top, I should say, the top and bottom, because that way you can line up the middle and have the right amount of space between it. Thank you, Carol. These colors that Stampin' Up! Did for this bundle is really, really pretty. And I tried to do that and use them all to kind of get you guys some ideas on how you can use them. Oh, here it is right in front of me. So this paper does not have anything on the back. It's just white. So you only have the one side to use, which makes it really easy. Because sometimes if you're like me, I struggle trying to figure out which side I want to use. Okay. And because this paper is 6 by 6, you're going to see me using a lot of 3 by 3 tonight, because it's a good use of the 6 by 6 to make it using all of it up and not a lot of scraps. So this is 3 by 3 on a 3 1/4 by 3 1/4 piece of cherry cobbler. And you can see I did my wonderful little trick again with that ribbon. You can see I'm just going to kind of go back here in the background and do this again. So I use this ribbon pretty freely. I've gone through a lot of this ribbon already. A lot of this ribbon. Thank you, Philomena. You know me and my layering. I like to layer. Okay. And then I'm just going to trim this off. And then this is going to go on. Isn't that, I know, aren't those snowflakes pretty? Even down here it is. I mean, all together, it's just awesome. I agree, Shireen. I did do dimensionals on the backs of these. So I'm going to put dimensionals on the 4 corners of it. And stick this down to the center. Whoops, sticks to my fingers. There we go. So you're not seeing a lot of the ribbon because I should have moved it around, but you're still seeing enough of it. All right, and then I adhered these 2 together the exact same way that I did the one for previous. So I'm just going to add a little bit of adhesive. Now, if you wanted to, you could add some liquid glue or some glue dots to those little tabs. That's what I did. But for tonight, I'm just going to, oh, did that wrong, but that's okay, that can go down. So I'm gonna add adhesive again like I did to the little areas in between. You could add liquid glue to that. And then we're gonna glue this down. And I've already got the glue down to glue the whole thing down because I did that first. And you're just gonna line this up the best you can. Once you kind of have a couple of them, it just falls right into place. And then I have my adhesive on the back already. Hi, Judy. And so this is just gonna go down like that. Ta-da! And then I added the little, can you see where I added the little gems? Let me bring the card in a little bit closer. I added the little gems right here on the little tips of the little snowflakes, one in the center. And then my little sentiment is to you and yours this Christmas. So I just had that on a little 1/2 inch strip of my very vanilla cardstock. And I'm gonna put a couple dimensionals on there. And this will go down on the card. And voila, we have a quick and simple card using that. And then we have to put on some of these. So for this one, I used the silver ones. I like to kind of use a mixture of all of them because otherwise I find I need to buy 5 million packs of these. Whoops, that one stuck to my finger because I use all of one color. So I make myself use them all because I don't want to have to buy 20 million packs of them and have all, man, those aren't coming up very good. There we go. Now they're coming. So you can see I just kind of added these to those areas. That. And this one I actually had that, I cut that at an angle, so I'm not even going to put one on the center. There you go. Isn't that awesome? Cute, cute, cute. Using the snowflake. All right. Next up, we have, oh, this one also just showcases some of our glimmer paper. It showcases the other gold paper, and then this beautiful die with a nice sentiment here. Isn't that awesome? That die right there in itself is awesome. So when I was designing these cards, I wanted to show both the stamp sets and the dies. So you're gonna see I did a little variety of all of that for you, okay? So for this one, let me move my stuff out of the way again. I used Cherry Cobbler for the card base. Thank you, Philomena. So Cherry Cobbler is my card base on this one. I incorporated in some basic black because I used this black piece of cardstock. So I used black for my card layer at 5 1/4 by 4, followed by a piece of the 6 by 6 paper. Now this, I used the glimmer side. Okay, so I wanted this card to be a little bit more elegant. And so that is going to get adhered down to my basic black. So I hope that these cards give you all a little bit of inspiration. I know I've heard some people say that they struggled how to use this, even though it was gorgeous in the catalog. So I'm really hopeful that this kind of helps you guys give you some ideas of ways that you can use it. And then I'm just going to adhere this down. You can't go wrong with black and gold. I think they're so gorgeous together. Very elegant look. So whoops, let me make sure I get this down right. There we go. Oops, I'll move over. I'm getting out of my camera. Okay, and then I have a 4 by 3 piece of the black paper to bring in my black again. So it kind of offsets this. It's the opposite, you know, the smaller stars or snowflakes. So we're going to adhere those two together, and that's behind a 4 1/4 by 3 1/4 Cherry Cobbler piece. So I'm just going to adhere that together. And then this, I did add ribbon around it. Can you see my ribbon right there? That beautiful gold ribbon. I know my sister loves snowflakes too. She is a big snowflake and snowman and all into that kind of stuff as well. I'm telling you, my sister must have ESP as to when I'm going to comment on stuff, because she just said, I need that paper like I need a hole in my head, but I'm going to order it. After I just finished saying, she was probably typing that while I was saying to Peggy that my sister likes the snowflakes too. I'm sorry. It's just been cute with that tonight. Okay. So this, oh, I got to add my strip. I wanted to incorporate some of the glimmer paper as well. So this glimmer paper goes the whole span of the 5 1/4. So it's going to go all the way to the end of my black. This is 1.5 inches or 1 1/4 inches, I believe, by 5. So it goes all the way across there, and it just brings in a little bit. I know it might look black on my camera here, but it's not. It is the Evening Evergreen piece. It just brings in a little bit of the Christmas color, and that's going to go right across the center of this here like that. Okay, now we can add this down here. So now if you didn't have a lot of that glimmer paper, you could also just cut little pieces and stick them underneath here. You wouldn't have to go all the way across, but I went all the way across. And then cutting out the die. This is that beautiful die shape that I showed you at the beginning of my Facebook Live. And isn't that pretty? And then I just stamped may the peace of the season light your world and may your new year be the brightest. But that was just a nice saying for this classy card. So that's going to go on with some dimensionals here. And I am going to put 4 on here. Whoops, there we go. You would, Peggy. You would like my sister. Yeah, like I said, it's just funny that she says that right after I say that, and then she comments on the paper. All right, and then we're going to top it off with a couple of these dots. Again, I used the Festive Pearls. I used the gold because we use gold on this card. So you could also add a couple more on the top if you wanted to. So anyway, but yeah, there you have that card. So pretty. Okay, my next card, I have what, about 12 minutes left? Oh, I think we should get through them both. So my next card that I created is this cute one right here. And this one, it just uses the cute little simple snowflake. That's one of the dies. So, and I got a pearl on my back of my hand. Okay, and so here again, I incorporated just a little hint of gold. This uses that same 3x3 piece, or the 6x6 that you cut it into 3x3s, but this time I used it using the soft succulent. So I used cherry cobbler for the card base on this card. My layering for the first layer is very vanilla, cut 5 by 5 1/4 by 4. And then my Evening Evergreen is the 5 by 3 3/4. And then I have 2 pieces of paper that I'm going to put one at the top. So these are cut, I think, 3 1/2 by 2 1/4. And I have that piece and I have this piece. And then instead of using ribbon, because normally I like to use ribbon in between there, I used a strip. If I have it here, there we go. Strip of that awesome foil paper. So let's get adhering this together real quick. Lots of layers, layers, layers. You know, I use a lot of layers. So we're going to adhere the Evening Evergreen onto the very vanilla. Like that. And then I'm going to adhere these Designer Series papers, one to the top, one to the bottom. So one will go up here. And again, it's going to have perfect little border around it. And then the other one is going to go on the bottom. Oops. So the other one's going to go down here. And then right where the 2 meet is where I put my little gold strip. Joop. So that's going to go right here in the middle. From there to there. And I may have cut mine a tad bit short, but it's okay. And then this whole piece is going to go onto my card base, my cherry cobbler. Yes, Gail, layers just make it, it makes things pop. I just feel it really makes things pop. All right, so then we have this 3x3 piece and then the 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. So we're going to adhere those 2 together. And I did put this on with some dimensionals to the center, or kind of up here more to the card. So we're going to put that on with 4 dimensionals on each corner. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then I love that circle. Isn't that circle die beautiful that I use there? That's part of those dies where you get like the little circles cut out, then it's got like little stitched dots, and then you got more cut out. It's really, really pretty. A unique circle, I think. And then this I did put on with dimensionals as well. So I'm going to put a couple dimensionals on that. And then I did add that beautiful snowflake in. Oh, I got to get a couple of these out. I thought I had punched all those out before I went live, but I didn't. So it's going to drive me nuts. So I'm going to do it now. There we go. And I'm going to stick that on there. And then I have the cute little, this is the cute little snowflake. That's one of the dies in our set. And I'm just going to adhere that on to my circle. And then I used Happy Holidays. This is one of those die cuts as well. And I did Happy Holidays, although some of my O is missing, but that's okay. We're gonna add that down to the bottom here. And this I'm gonna use 3 dimensionals. And I'm gonna get this little one out too. There we go. Oh yeah, it does look like a quilt square. I agree, Shireen. I didn't think about that. It does. This is gonna go along the bottom. Let me get that little one out. There we go. Right along the bottom. And then this one I chose to use the red, the little red dots to pull out some of the red. So for this, we're going to use the red pearls. Whoops, if I can get them off here. There we go. And I just put one on each side of the happy and the holiday. There we go. Ta-da! Yes, lots of sparkle. Okay, my last card for you is going to be similar to my tree project, where you're going to see how I use. This is lots of layering. I saved the best for last. Lots of layering, lots of designer series paper, glimmer paper, lots of matting, but look at that gorgeous tree. Hoping you guys can really see the gold sparkle through on this tree. Evening evergreen, again, beautiful tree, so easy to do. You saw how I did the little box earlier. So let's start our layering process, because this is a lot of layering. Evening evergreen for my card base, okay? Followed by this beautiful designer series paper in 5 1/4 by 4. So we're gonna, and I didn't use any ribbon on this card, okay? No ribbon. It's all that beautiful paper. Oh, thanks you guys. I know, this one I think is my favorite. But it's all the paper. I had so much of that paper left, and so I'm like, I need to use it. And so I incorporated in 4x3s onto basic black to kind of make them pop a little bit. So we're gonna adhere these 2 together. And then these went on an angle. So instead of using 1, I used 2, and they both, I did use basic black for both. Even though this is black, it still makes it pop. I think you can still see the little pop there. So we're going to adhere these both on there like that. And then what we're gonna do first is adhere, this is our very vanilla strip. So this needs to go across. I know, Courtney, no ribbon. Although I probably could have added a little piece down here if I really wanted to. All right, I'm gonna add a little piece of this glimmer strip across there. Then we're going to add this first layer, and it's gonna go on kind of at the top at an angle is what I did. And then we're gonna add our second one on as well. And this one I just kind of did down a little bit further at an angle as well. Okay, then you have the 2 pieces of the tree, just like we did for that box. This time it is cut out with the evening evergreen, and I still use the gold. I loved the gold behind it. It just makes it sparkle. So I'm going to add adhesive in the same spots that I did on the box. And I'm going to adhere these 2 together. Like that. Oh, thank you, Philomena. That's going to go on with some dimensionals, okay? So we're going to put that on with some dimensionals. We'll maybe add 3 or 4 to this, like that. That'll be good. And thank you, Marcia. So this just kind of goes on here like this. The tree went on there straight. And because I did a tree, I had to use the saying, all is merry and bright, for a nice, beautiful, bright tree. So that is also on with a couple of dimensionals. And I do need to punch out my little circles because I don't think I got down to the bottom of my stack when I was preparing going before I went live because I was running late. I go over everything right before I go live, but I was doing that training. So we usually punch right out. They're all cut. Let me get them off my card. There we go. And then I'm going to just go ahead and put this on here on the bottom. Okay, and now we're going to decorate our tree again. So happy decorating your tree. This is where I encourage you to look in your supply, what else you might have that you can use. I'm just using the ones that come with the bundle, since they coordinate with the colors and everything so well. But you can use anything that you want, and you can add as many or as little. That's the other thing, because when you buy them, you'll get a whole pack of these. Whoops, that one didn't want to. There we go. And then they stick to my finger. I don't want that. Get off there. There we go. So yeah, add as many of these as you want. I like the red ones. I think the red ones just really kind of pop it, because they show up a little bit better and you see more color. But again, add as many or as little, wherever you'd like. And voila, you have a beautiful Christmas tree card. Isn't that gorgeous? All right, so here's a recap on the things that we made tonight, and I did it in an hour. So we had this gorgeous little box that I created literally right before I went live. So you wouldn't have to glue it shut if you didn't want to, but it would hold like a hand sanitizer, the little marshmallow Santas that you can get. I think Nancy mentioned the little Reese's Christmas tree eggs. So whatever you put in here, you may need to add some like little shreddy stuff around there as well, for you to be able to kind of keep it stationary so that it won't. Or what I do sometimes is I add a glue dot. If you're going to put something in here and have it lean up against the back of the tree, I will add a little glue dot to whatever I'm putting in there, and then it'll just stick up and stay in there. Okay, so your cute little box. We had our awesome tree right here. Thank you, Kit and Courtney and Carol and everyone else. We had this card right here, and then we had this one. So yeah, I had so much fun with this bundle. So much fun. So those are the cards that we created tonight, and then our cute little box. Now, if anyone's interested in putting in a minimum $30 order, you will get 3 of these three of these projects sent to you. One will be the box. You'll have to assemble it though, because I have to ship it with it not being assembled. You'll get this and 2 cards as well sent to you. Once again, I failed Carol. I don't have my host code handy, but I'll have it in the description of the video, and I'll post it. It's posted on my blog at kimsbasementbunch.com as well. But yeah, it's a great way for you to get some of these completed projects already sent to you. And so yeah, I hope that you've enjoyed my show tonight. A reminder, now that I have more of you on, I will not be live with you next Thursday. I'll be attending the Stampin' Up backstage event in New Orleans. But I will have a pre-recorded video that will go out and publish at, I was going to go live on Wednesday instead, but I'm actually going to be going to the airport Wednesday night because we fly out early on Thursday. So you will have a pre-recorded video that will post at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time next Thursday. And I may even have a ordering promotion that I'll be doing as well in conjunction with me being gone. I always do I haven't done it in a while because I haven't gone anywhere, but usually I always do some kind of an ordering promotion, kind of like a have fun shopping while I'm away kind of event or kind of promotion. So be looking for that as well. All right. Thank you all so very much for joining me tonight. Have a great rest of your week and a great weekend, and I will see you soon. Bye, everyone.